Okay, first up, autism is not written on the face. Like, just like if you see someone on the street, or since like their facial expression doesn't really mean they are autistic, yeah. I don't know how you guys categorize someone as autistic, or basically we are affected by light, sound.
Oh, okay.
No, I say I can actually hear some, I cram to pass.
Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Shattered Silence, a podcast that uncovers the untold stories of strength, resilience, and personal triumph. I'm your host, Linda, and today my guest is someone who wears the heart of a writer, a mental health advocate, and interestingly, she is here to tell us how she has been able to navigate life as an autistic person, the intentional choices she has made, and how anybody living with autism or someone that has someone living with autism can navigate life to be as successful or even more successful than she is. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Latoria Victoria, aka what else should I call you?
I don't know.
Welcome.
Toria, whichever.
Okay, Toria. Toria, because
yeah,
she writes. All right, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Linda.
A little story before we start. I'm just seeing Victoria today for the first time, and she's here already as my guest. Ask me how I do it. I'm going to give you a masterclass later. But now, okay, I met her because I'm subscribed to a newsletter she writes as a writer. And so recently I saw this
mention the newsletter. Take point digest. Take point digest.
Okay, what she said. What she said. We didn't hear it, that's what you. So yeah, take point, right? So I'm subscribed to this newsletter, and I usually do not open that newsletter. And they usually send it. No, I usually do not open. Like I can. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, but this evening, it was around 11 p.m. I was just bored. Sleep was not near me, and I was just going through my email. Okay. And your newsletter guy, Chigodri, So funny enough, that day, the news subject he used is something very interesting, something I can relate with. So I opened it because of just that letter alone, that news alone.
Headline.
So I read it, and I was like, who wrote this thing? So sweet. He gave me details, everything. I read and I saw her. I was about scrolling, me, I usually consume a lot within a small span of time. I wanted to scroll, not say, she's autistic. I'm like, wait, hold on. What's this? I now read this small bio, and it said, catch up with her on Twitter.
Yeah.
They put you on Twitter. I was like, let me go to Twitter to type your handle. My mind said, like, type, this might be a hyperlink. And it was actually a hyperlink.
Yeah.
It took me straight to your Twitter. I'm like, I spent time. Next, I went to her LinkedIn, and to cut a long story here, she's here. Okay? So she's here to tell us, literally, I'm very, very interested in this, because you don't even look like an autistic person. I was telling you this a while ago. Like, just 60 people I have seen. By the way, I've not seen an autistic adult.
I wanted to.
Exactly. The autistic people I've seen as little children, like maybe less than 15 or 15 years lower. I don't know where they go to when they become adults, because I don't see them as adults.
They grow up to become adults, so.
But I don't see them. But I usually see them in churches, like when they are carried in churches and probably some schools.
And they were diagnosed as autistic, or
they
just look at how they look.
Exactly.
Okay, first up, autism is not written on the face. Like, just like if you see someone on the street, or since like their facial expression doesn't really mean they are autistic, yeah. I don't know how you guys categorize someone as autistic, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask, because you're not the first person to tell me that I don't look autistic. I'm like, how do autistic people look? Yeah. Okay, so autism is actually a neurodevelopmental disorder that it affects how the brain functions. Like, yeah, it affects how the brain works. It basically affects your interaction and your communication, basically. It affects social interaction, in that several people with autism actually tend to be anxious, yeah. Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be anxious.
Basically,
Please drink
yeah.
water.
So
Don't be anxious.
with time, don't worry.
You
So
you relax.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
relax with time. So yeah, it's comes with anxiety. And currently, this room is bright. That's why, if you notice, I'm not really facing the lights because it affects my eyes. Yeah. So
Should we remove this light here?
no. Yeah, so that's why I'm not really facing the camera
Yeah.
because of the lights. Yeah, the lighting and everything. It's too bright. So yeah, basically that's it. So I would say the society is against us in that.
Oh,
I would say the society is against us because basically we are affected by light, sound.
oh, okay. That.
No, I say I can actually hear some. We're affected by basically the environment. Yeah,
Okay.
so the sun, the light, taste, everything basically affects us. So in some people, autism is actually a spectrum. Yeah, in that symptoms vary greatly
Okay.
with people. So if you meet one autistic person, just like you met one person, you don't meet everybody. Because my symptoms vary greatly from the next autistic person that might be in the room or something. You get so um symptoms actually vary in that in some people it's very severe, while in others it's like mild. You get so maybe I'm not sure, maybe the people you met are actually autistic, I'm not sure. But if they are, that means their symptoms may be severe, like severe, but in others. So it's not like it's not obvious. In some it's not obvious. Like in me,
It's not obvious.
it's not obvious that I'm autistic. Yeah.
I've been so engrossed in listening to you that like I want you to like speak more because I feel like you are literally educating me sitting down here.
Oh,
Because I didn't even know that they vary. I didn't know that light affects you. I didn't know that it's that deep. Okay, but it's deep now. It's deep. It's not deep. So yeah, but what have been the challenges like you're facing? Because the whole essence of this podcast is for people who are facing that challenge to see how they can overcome it and be successful at the end of the day. So what are those challenges you faced? Maybe in primary school, university, or even personal life, even relationship. Are you married?
Okay. Essentially, I do not remember what happened when I was younger. Like I can't remember what happened like when I was much younger. My primary school, I can't remember anything. Maybe one or two things, but no. So let me just say my life started in secondary school, JSS1, obviously 7, yeah. So I didn't know I was autistic. That like okay, so autism is not something that comes and goes, yeah. So if you notice that you're autistic, like maybe when you are an adult, it has been there. So it's not something that it's not a disease that you can cure, or it's not something that you can treat. It's not something that just comes maybe if you're an adult or something. So autism actually autistic people basically they grow up to become adults like children. So it starts from
When
when
you
you
were
were a
born.
child, yeah, so something like that. So I didn't actually know because I was quite let's say intelligent or smart in secondary school. Yeah. Academically I was doing well. But I noticed a challenge. Okay, maybe when I was in primary school, I remember my dad would get out books, like a lot of books. So my dad is an avid reader, so it would take my siblings and I to the school bookshop or yeah, and you get a lot of books, like a lot. So I read a lot when I was younger. I read a lot of lantern books. I read a lot of my bedtime stories, books a lot. So I actually read but one thing actually stood out for me, which I noticed like a pattern, which I noticed with reading. I read, I won't understand. Yeah, I read, I won't understand. But ironically, I was writing. Like I started writing when I was in secondary school, basic 7, just as one to be precise. Yeah. So I wrote a book, Why Goats Are Stubborn. Yeah, based on the lantern book I read, Whisker the Brave Cat. Yeah. So I noticed that even in English language, like English, when it comes to reading and comprehension, I was not really doing well. Not that I was not doing well, but if I could memorize to pass that because we had like several teachers who taught us grammar, English, writing, all of that. I could memorize to But in other aspects, grammar, writing, I stood out like I was the best. Yeah. But so yeah, I noticed that trend right from when I was in JSS1, Basic 7, up till even university. Yeah. And when I got to university, it got worse because now I was doing something that was entirely different.
What were you studying?
Okay, I studied animal science,
Okay.
yeah, in university, and so that was when I noticed that there was something wrong. But I was still writing, so I started blogging in university, yeah, and that actually, even though I didn't understand,
Your parents didn't tell you.
they didn't know, like, if they didn't know because I actually stood out, like, although at home I was not really participating, but you just come back from school, go to your room, and that was it. I was not even helping my mom in the kitchen. Oh, and my parents didn't really have any problem with that, yeah. So they I stood out academically. So
Yeah.
what else, yeah.
They need.
Yeah, and again, maybe church, I participated in church activities, yeah. Although I remember I found it difficult. Like, it's quite difficult to, do choreography. They were like, hey, why you not doing this? Why you not eat like this? Don't like this. Don't. Anyway, I participated too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was later in university that I later found out that, okay, there's something wrong with me. Yeah. Like, because I'm weak. It's funny because I'll be in class and my lecturers will be in class and they'll be teaching or they'll be lecturing, whatever the word is, and almost no, like
You're not
nothing,
understanding
nothing sticks here. So I did a lot of cramming in secondary school. The only thing I knew I didn't cram was GS 101. That was English, like basically English. That was the only thing I didn't cram. Others, oh my god, I crammed to pass. And well, I actually had people who didn't really understand me. But nobody really understand anybody because people in school wanted to just pass, yeah. So I felt like everybody was facing the same challenge I was facing back in school. Yeah. Until 2020 when I was like, no, this is too much because why would I pick up a book or an e-book and I will not understand apart from academics? Apart from academic books. Like, why wouldn't I just understand? I read some self-help books back then. But at the end of the day, it was not really. I would not. If you ask me anything no more, I don't know. Yeah, it was that tough, and I was writing that. I'm like, okay, so how do I do this? Like, how do I write and not understand? Like, how do I write well and I don't even understand what I read? Yeah, so that was like a challenge. So I started looking for answers. Then in 2020, during the pandemic, yeah, so that was when I started making my own research online. So I started searching. I saw autism. I saw ADHD. I saw learning disabilities like dyslexia, dyscalculia, and all of that. And so many things actually. Many of these um, the developmental disabilities actually were similar. So at first, honestly, I thought I had autism at first. Yeah. So I was interning with someone here in this vicinity here. So I was interning with someone here, and I was interning as a writer, and he will give me some tasks. I was good at with that, but he gave me a book. He said I should read the book. That was when I started having problems. So he gave me a book that I must read the book. I'm like, sir, you want me to read this book? Okay, I said I would. I didn't go past the first chapter, and it was like a big, autism. I didn't go past like for weeks. It was so mad. I was like, why can't you read the book? No, but I'm like, sir, I don't know. I don't understand. Saying that okay, I will start copying what's in the book and be writing it down. So it's just I'm like, so what's not the essence of like copying back what is in the book when I will not even understand or comprehend? Yeah. So I actually told him that, oh sir, I could have a developmental disability. I could have autism or ADHD. I'm like, okay. Then that was it. That was in September actually, 2020. Yeah. Then I said, okay. Well, I quit the job because I couldn't continue. I did it for 2 months, like internship for 2 months, and that was that. So later, so that was when I applied for between September. It was in December 2020. I applied for Tech Point. You know, okay, yeah, Tech Point. I applied to be a reporter for Tech Point. So my sex is actually linked. How I came about how I was diagnosed is actually linked with this term. So in the okay, like the first stage, I think it was the second stage of the application or thought that they said we should write about something you some I wrote okay in the application I wrote that okay because I've actually had something similar to this and I don't want you guys not to understand me and all of
Okay.
that. So I in that application I wrote I have autism.
But why did you write? But you've not been diagnosed at this point, right?
Yeah.
So what? Why give
Okay.
you yourself self?
Self-diagnosis, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So back then in 2020, between was it December? I don't know, but yeah, it was actually I can't remember when exactly, but so between when I quit and that time I was actually trying to speak to a psychologist or a
Okay.
psychologist or a therapist for diagnosis. Or if you hear the name, the amount of
Money.
yeah,
Be
for diagnosis it was
expensive.
very expensive back then. It was like 20K or just one time. Like the psychiatrist I actually spoke to said one time like an hour between 40 and an hour 40 minutes to an hour session is like 20K.
And you
I'm
didn't
like,
have
so
a
if
job
I
at
were
the
to,
time.
I didn't have a job back then. I'm like, so, okay, if I were to, I won't just stay one session with you now. It's going to be like at least 3 sessions with you. So I'll be burning like how much? 50K. Where is the money coming from?
Yes.
Yeah,
You did tell your
but
parents.
no, I didn't tell my parents. I didn't actually want to disturb them or
Love them.
anything. Yeah, so it was, and again, I was not living with them back then. I was not living with them. I'm still not living with them. Yeah, so yeah, it was actually so. But there I wrote that okay. In fact, I said I had ADHD and dyslexia. But not even autism.
Are you looking
In
for
the
autism?
application, no, because I knew because if I didn't say that
Okay, you don't want them to.
to put
It's
too
like
much
you're having
pressure.
PTSD now from your former workplace, right?
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, I've come out from this workplace and I quit because of how they were treating me because I don't want this place to be like that too. And if you can actually accept someone with developmental disorder, that's fine. That means you'll be able to provide accommodation for them. And so I passed the stages until I got to the interview stage and my boss now was like, wow, you mentioned that you did. I said, yeah. And I passed the interview
Interview.
stage, yeah, and I started intern. That was in 2021. Okay, fast forward back to so I was interning. It was COVID, yeah. So people were not really back to
Work.
work. So working offline was kind of okay because I would go with people, yeah, until 2022 last year when we resumed hybrid, like go to work few days and come back, then stay like work remotely. Other than that, oh my gosh, I started experiencing burnout. I was not productive at work. Damn.
Were they stressing you?
No, that was resources. I said we
Okay,
are.
so many lives.
No, that's not it. Like, okay, I'm going to get there.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, the society is against us. Like the environment, basically. Noise. I mean, noise, sound, lights, anything too bright, anything too like. If we are, this is a workplace right now, right? And maybe I'm working and you are talking, you're just all those side talks. The stuff me a lot. I can't just concentrate. I don't know. I don't know how to even put it in English. I don't know how to express myself. Yeah. So that actually, and I am just tired. Like my body starts to ache. Not because I did
Run.
anything. I'm serious. Okay. This past week, they actually went for a work event. I mean, once in a while, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
yesterday I couldn't do anything because I was
Tired.
exhausted or like I was oh my god, like that's one of my symptoms because I can't say the symptoms because it varies with people, yeah. So but that's one of my symptoms with yeah, so I feel very very tired whenever I'm out. Yeah, so I was saying that at like that was in 2022 when I was working, when I was going to the office, I felt like hybrid and I was not productive at work. I was I will just go to work and I'm tired. I will be resting at
At
work.
work. Oh.
And back then, okay, 2022, I went to several hospitals. I didn't even know it was autism then, yeah?
But you were already claiming
No,
it.
I didn't claim autism. I claimed ADHD or dyslexia.
Okay.
Because people were like, autism, you can't be autistic, you don't look like them, like you just said.
Yeah.
You don't look like them. I'm like, okay, so let me just look at something that actually, because, okay, I picked dyslexia because it was due to my comprehension.
Okay,
So I was like,
yeah,
that
yeah,
similar.
yeah, yeah,
So I picked ADHD because I had like said, like my symptoms were kind of related with ADHD. Okay, yeah, let me just pick those. So that was it. But I didn't know it was autism until after going to several hospitals. Like I went to like 4 to 5 different hospitals in 2022. In fact, I did a whole body check, like body, what it called, yeah, like this, body total body check or whatever it's called. Just and they said they didn't find anything.
Wow.
It was the last hospital I went to that after meeting with a specialist that triggered my my whole sensitivity issues. They just gave me triggered my symptoms that I was worse, so I have to stop the drugs and all of that. So I met with a psychiatrist. So after like you know evaluations, talking, they diagnosed me of autism. Then from there I started working from home, and it's been in fact my boss was the one who even suggested I went for all these things I went for. Like he suggested I went for to meet with doctors. Then he was the one pushing me saying, go and try and do this now. You have to take care of your health, blah blah blah. And yeah, so I don't know, frequencies has been helpful, yeah. So that's how I got to know about my diagnosis, and working from home has been helpful. I've been productive, although I still get tired, but I can rest when I'm tired at home. Yeah, but I've been productive, yeah, really, really productive.
So those were your challenges, and from what you've said, having a supportive group, like
Yeah,
your
I'm really supportive group actually.
workplace.
My workplace was like because yeah, my workplace was like my supportive group because it was actually helpful. They supported my journey from not knowing that I was I have autism to knowing that oh you are this and again yeah I think that's it basically yeah.
And you actually got to know as an adult.
Yeah, several people actually get to know now. And again, this is Nigeria. So
Oh wow.
even in America, in the UK, in Canada, yes, because I actually follow some is a group an autistic group like that online, and if they tell you how they were diagnosed or when they got their diagnosis, you'll be shocked. So it's like everywhere.
Like I'm shocked. Especially people that has these minor symptoms like you.
Yeah.
They don't get to know. But I think it's maybe because the teachers are not paying attention. That's why I like Montessori method of teaching. It's not like a wide class where everybody maybe two students in front are doing best. They think that all the class members of the class are doing great. Because how is it that you pass through primary school, secondary school, university? In fact, first workplace.
University was
you started Google Hospital first before you went to the actual hospital.
I tell you, university was worse for me.
Oh, wow.
I struggled to pass.
Supervisor, your
My supervisor,
supervisor.
I mean, it was. Oh, I struggled to pass. I just struggled throughout, and that's why I don't think I can ever. I want to go back to school. I can't go back to school here in Nigeria because
They don't pay
no,
attention.
they don't even provide accommodation for people with even though you come out say okay I have maybe ADHD I have a learning disability or I have autism or I am autistic yeah they don't provide accommodation for you they just treat you like a neurotypical person and that's not the way forward it can't thrive like that you can't so no.
Could it be that I don't want to say like could it be that people that were there in your infanthood didn't also pay attention? Because now you're blaming your teachers and
No,
what about the people?
I'm not saying that blame. I'm not blaming
No,
anybody.
because I'm
no,
so
I'm
serious.
I'm not blaming anybody, right?
I'm not saying you should blame anybody.
I'm not actually blaming my siblings. I say my siblings, my teachers. I'm not blaming my parents because they actually
Didn't know.
yeah they didn't know like they were not aware they were not exposed to. So my parents actually like this they are Christians. I don't want to say religious because I think being religious is something else, yeah. But they're actually Christians, yeah. They are believers, and they go with they go. And I was not really showing maybe I was at a point, but they were, these faith people would, don't worry, you're fine, you're this or that. And again,
Faith
I
has
was
healed you.
always alone at home. Not like I was always alone, but I spent most of my younger years being alone.
Alone.
And that's one thing with autistic people, yeah. But they didn't really count it as something because my I don't know. It was like the norm back then, yeah. So, and again, they were not aware. There's something with you being aware. If you're aware of something, you tend to do something about it, but you don't know that something is, yeah, maybe your child is autistic. So, what would you do?
So now, recently, you spoke with a group of women
Yeah,
about your experience as an autistic person.
yeah.
I don't know what you spoke with them about because I wasn't there. But are you intentionally incorporating the fact that they might have children with autism and they do not even know?
No, okay. So the community I spoke with, they actually have children with autism.
Yeah.
They do have children with autism. So it's actually a community for parents or carers with children with autism or with people with autism, yeah,
Already.
and Down syndrome. Yeah, that's what the community is about. So I just went there to speak as an autistic adult. So they have children, so they are like, oh, when I go, they were like, oh, so you're an adult. How are you? Like, how are you thriving? So they want to learn, like they want to so that their children, they can maybe apply one or two things to their children.
But you basically navigated life without even knowing.
Yeah,
So how
yeah.
would you even? Do you get?
But they knowing actually is fantastic for them. Yeah, I said I struggle to school. Do you know what I mean to struggle? I mean, every Nigerian actually struggle, but on my
Not
part,
the
it
way
was hell. Like I have, I'm traumatized with the whole
Don't
Nigerian.
be.
I
you
can't
wanna
see myself
leave?
going back there.
Do you want to leave?
Yes, no. Why not?
Where are you leaving to? What do you think I'm saying?
I actually want to
What do you think I'm saying? I didn't say
I want to
anything.
Japan.
I didn't say anything like
Actually
that.
want
Guys,
to
did I say
have-
anything? I said you want to leave. You say you want to leave. Leave to where?
Maybe actually the US has a lot of opportunities for
US.
graduate schools and all of that. Yeah. So
That will pay
they've got
attention.
scholarships and all
Actually,
of
they
that. Yeah,
do.
and they have accommodations for people with
When you say accommodation, it's not physical. I mean accommodating the ability.
Oh yeah.
Because when you say
my
accommodation,
God.
I feel like is it physical accommodation?
No,
Do you want to
no.
roof over your head?
Accommodations in that they have materials, resources,
Yes,
and
yes.
time for you as an
At your own,
autistic
learn
person.
at your own pace.
At your pace, yeah, that's it. Not physical accommodation.
Yeah, we said accommodation before. I'm like, this is getting for shelter.
No.
You're actually doing a lot. Like, I do not even want this conversation to end. Like, I'm vested in this conversation. That's how much I'm enjoying it. But where do you get your confidence from?
Okay, my confidence. So when I was a child, yeah, like I said, my parents, even though I knew back then that I was different, I mean, I have this obvious. I knew I was different back then. Like there was something obvious about me. I'm not talking about my tongue tie. That one is obvious, but no, that's not it. There was this symptom that is obvious. I knew I was different from my siblings, from everyone around me. But my parents didn't really treat me as different. That was like my parents, my siblings, they treated me like we are all the same. Not like we are all the same, but we are part of us. Like I was not treated like like somebody who is. I wasn't even treated like something different at all. Yeah, I was treated like their child. Like they gave me the same support that they would my siblings and all of that, and it was actually helpful. Like that was where I got my confidence from. Yeah, even my school didn't really, maybe because I was intelligent back then in school, so I was doing well, so they didn't really treat me differently.
You didn't get bullied.
No, I was not bullied. No, I was not bullied in school. No, I was not. So I was treated well like every other person. Although, yeah, bullied. Maybe once in a while, but they would not like they would just insult me, but that of course at a point, maybe it got to me once in a while, but later I do it and like I can't because I'm not defined by my what's the word by my characteristics, but I am defined by what I can do, all of that. So, and again, when I got to the university, I started writing about this. So, I've already got my confidence from maybe my parents. They really didn't see me as any different. So why would I be? And again, I know that I am smart, I am intelligent. So why would anyone treat me? You get so no.
I know that writing is your talent.
That's it. Okay.
Is it a talent?
I don't know.
I think it is. For someone, how many autistic people can write?
Well, they can write, they do write. So I have a community of people who actually write here.
Who
So
are autistic?
yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
who write here.
I'm learning a lot. Like,
Anybody can write. So
do you no, like write for
Yeah.
a living. You're a writer. You write
Yeah.
for a living. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have people who are not autistic, right? So like,
No, I'm talking about your community of autistic.
yeah, they actually do. Some right here.
I'm intrigued. Literally.
I think it's coming from how you view autism.
Maybe. Maybe.
Autism,
No, I have to be true.
yeah,
This
the
is how I feel,
the
right?
stigma around it, because people actually think it's something that has to do with maybe you're cursed from your, maybe
No,
you're
no,
not
it's not,
normal. Or,
not like that. The children I see, well, I see them in church anyway.
Mhm.
So the children I see, probably, would I say they are Down syndrome? Maybe they're
we
not
actually have
autistic.
Down syndrome. You know that one is like facial. They are easy to spot. And autism is not that. It's not about if you see a Down syndrome person, you know it, because that one is like you will see it. It has to do with their physical and their mental abilities. You will know that one. But for autism, you you might not know. I don't know. You can.
Okay,
You may not. So.
okay, so your advocacy. Let's talk about your advocacy because this is something, apart from you're a writer, you're also an advocate. So your advocacy for focusing on insertion of mental health technology and autism in Nigeria and Africa. You didn't even focus in Nigeria, babe. You went
Yeah,
Africa.
Africa. I'm a reporter, so
Yeah, so yeah, why do you think that is very important?
okay. Just like autism, I mean, we don't really like Africans generally do not pay attention to their mental health, or we don't even know mental. Or it's now that we are paying attention to mental health. We are trying to know that there's a part of our health called mental health or sexual health. Then
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Sorry, in those days, we used to see mental health as if people are really
Yeah.
mad.
Like you're mad, yeah. Exactly. So that's the stigma, the
Yeah.
discrimination, coming from there. So it's not like it's now that we are beginning to become like we are now enlightened. Like not like we are fully there, but we are making progress. Yeah, like we are fully there, we are making progress, and we have to do more because currently in Africa, not just Nigeria alone, currently in Africa, things are getting worse. Maybe in most African countries, yeah, things are getting worse, and if care is not taken,
What will happen?
we have to pay attention to our mental health. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just that's it.
And you're focusing on how technology can help.
Yeah. So basically, I report for a tech media company.
Okay.
So I that's what I do, and I actually cover the health desk. So I use that as a medium too. So,
So looking in the future now, what are your aspirations for advocacy efforts?
aspirations for
For your advocacy efforts, what do you aspire? I mean,
okay.
for
Well, to be honest, actually, when I was younger, secondary school and even university, I, I started writing. I started blogging in university. So I was blogging blogging basically on societal issues, young people, mental health. So that was what I was doing. So I've always envisioned a society where we have young people. I mean, when I say young people, between 16 and 25 or 26, yeah, thriving, not just physically, not just career wise, but if someone is mentally healthy, they can be productive in all areas of life, yeah. So I see a society like that, or a community or an environment like that, where every young person is not just physically healthy, they are also sexually and mentally healthy, to thrive, to be productive, because you cannot be productive at work if your mental health is not, they're not
the
too
right
bad. Yeah, but yeah, you cannot be productive at work if you're having a poor mental health, or if you're having a not so good mental health. You cannot be productive at work. Even in school, you cannot be productive. So I envision a society like that. Yeah, and
wish you all the best.
Thank
I
you.
wish you all the best. Like, I'm really I'm flabbergasted in a good way. Of course, flabbergasted is kind of weird. So thank you so much for coming. I really
You're
appreciate from
welcome.
the depth of my heart that you could make it to
Mm,
this place
thank you.
and stay, because you actually came ready. We had a lot of technical issues, but that's not what I want to talk about. Yeah, but thank you so much for keeping faith and
Punctuality
staying.
is one of our
Pardon?
strengths.
Punctuality.
Punctuality is one
Oh
of
wow,
our
I give it
strengths.
to you. Thank you so much for coming once again.
Thank
So thank you so much for watching. I've been with Victoria Fakiya, aka Latoria, aka Toria, aka. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to share, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to tune in next week because I have another interesting episode of Shada Silence. And from Victoria and I is bye bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Wow.
Over.